Judge JVR Sito.
Ama namin makapangyarihan, lumalapit kami sa iyo nang may pakumbaba. Batid namin na ang karunungan ng tao ay may hangganan. Ngunit ang iyong katotohanan at katarungan ay nanatili magpakailanman. Sa pagtupad namin ng aming tungkulin bilang mga senator judges, hinihiling namin ang iyong gabay sa lahat ng aming gagawin. Pagkalooban mo, nawa kami ng tapat na puso at malinaw na pag-iisip sa buong panahon ng paglilitis na ito. Panginoon, nakikiusap po kami na kain niyo kami sa landas na makatarungan na may patas na pagtingin sa karapatan ng bawat isa. Dalhin niyo kami sa liwanag pagkat nakapiring ang aming mga mata. Hindi man po namin hiningi, ngunit ipinagkatiwala sa aming konstitusyon ang timbangan ng katarungan. Kumiling nawa ito sa karapat-dapat na pagkalooban nito. Nawa ang inyong salita ang maging gabay sa aming paglilingkod at pagdala sa amin sa katotohanan. Kagaya po ng winika sa Leviticus verse 15, do not pervert justice, do not show partiality, but judge your neighbor fairly. Lagi po naman tatandaan ang tagubilin niyong ito. Ama, anuman ang maging bunga ng paglilitis na ito, hindi nawa ito makita bilang tagumpay ng isa at pagkatalo ng iba, kundi para sa ikabubuti ng sambayanang Pilipino. Lahat po ng aming gagawin ay para sa ikalulugod mo at hindi para sa kapakinabangan ng sino mang tao, mga partido o kanilang mga pansariling interes. Kundi ito'y para sa pagpapatibay ng aming mga institusyon, ng pamahalaan at sa pagpapanatili ng tiwala ng mamamayan sa demokrasya ng aming bayan. Buong puso po naming nananalangin na sa lahat ng aming gagawin, lagit-lagi namin kayong pinupurihan. Amen.
Amen. The Clerk of Court will now call the roll.
Roll call of members. Senator Judge Aquino. Senator Judge Cayetano Alan. Senator Judge Cayetano Pia. Senator Judge De La Rosa. Senator Judge Ejercito. Senator Judge Estrada. Senator Judge Go. Senator Judge Ontiveros. Senator Judge Lacson. Senator Judge Lapid. Senator Judge Legarda. Senator Judge Marcoleta. Senator Judge Marcos. Senator Judge Padilla. Senator Judge Pangilinan. Senator Judge Soto III. Senator Judge Tulfo Erwin. Senator Judge Tulfo Rafi. Senator Judge Villanueva. Senator Judge Villar Camille. Senator Judge Villar Mark. Senator Judge Zubiri. The presiding officer, Senator Judge Escudero. The Senate President, Chairman Tiga Chalian.
With 17 senators present, the Chair declares the presence of the quorum. We note the presence of Senator Judge Bongo. We have 18, and Senator Judge Amy Marcos. We have 19 senators present. We have 18 senators present for the record.
If there are no objections, we dispense with the reading of the July 8, 2026 Journal of the Senate sitting as an impeachment court and consider the same as approved. The clerk will please call the case before the impeachment court.
Case number 004-2026 in the matter of the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte.
Appearances?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Same appearance for the prosecution. We are ready, Your Honor.
Noted. Appearances for the counsel for the respondent?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Same appearance for the respondent accused.
Noted. Prosecution, call your next witness.
Your Honors, before we...
Senator Rafi Tulfo is seeking recognition. What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo?
Thank you, Presiding Judge Escudero. Short inquiry lang po for the defense, particularly kay Attorney Mark Biduan. Attorney Binuan. During the last hearing, when you delivered a manifestation, in reply to the prosecution's statement regarding the fourth article of impeachment, you said, and I quote, "The truth of the matter is this: she and her family were threatened, and while her response was unconventional, it was justified. What triggered her response was a question about Operation Romanov, which is the plot to eliminate VP Sara and her family." End of quote. Now, Attorney Binluan, this Operation Romanov that you mentioned, are you referring to the Operation Romanov mentioned by the blogger Princess Maui during the online press conference of VP Sara?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So the question was raised during the press con by this Princess Maui, but I did not see her name sa list of defense witnesses in the pretrial order. So will you be presenting her as your witness?
Your Honor, at this point, it will depend on what will be established by the prosecution. The defense reserve its right to call or not call any witness depending on the course of the trial.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, in other words, will you also be presenting any other witness to prove this threat or this Operation Romanov?
Yes, Your Honor, that will be part of our evidence in chief.
May this court know now kung sino-sino itong mga witnesses na inyo i-present?
Of course, Your Honor. We are not at liberty to disclose
Okay.
that at this time. Again, it will depend on the course of the trial.
Your Honors, presiding judge, the first time I've heard about this Romanov is during the Maisog Leaders Forum in Davao City. That was on January 28, 2024. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was mentioned by Mayor Baste Duterte. At that time, hindi ko alam anong ibig sabihin ng Romanov at sino mga ito. In fact, ginugil ko yan. Sino tong family Romanov? So napag-alaman ko, apparently, they were the ruling family in Russia that was murdered by the Bolsheviks in the night of July 16, 1918. Malapit-lapit na sa anniversary, 108th anniversary. Kasi ano ba tayo ngayon, July 13. Anyway, may relasyon ba ito sa binanggit ni Baste sa sinabi ni Princess Maui at yung binanggit mo? Magkakarelasyon ba yung tatlo?
Your Honor, I have no personal knowledge of what Mayor Baste said, so I cannot comment on that, Your Honor.
So hindi mo napanood yun? Hindi...
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And last question. What did you mean when you said that BP Sara's response was unconventional?
Your Honor, it was a description, Your Honor, of the statements that she made during that press con.
Kaya nga, why do you consider it, why is it unconventional?
Your Honor, the basic meaning of the word is, it will explain itself, Your Honor.
Okay. That's all, presiding judge and...
Noted
President.
and entered into the records. Yes, what is the pleasure of the Honorable Defensor, one of the members of the panel of prosecutors? You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Honors. Your Honors, before we proceed with the examination of our second witness, Your Honors, the prosecution is in receipt of a letter dated July 10, 2026 from NBI Director Melvin A. Matibag requesting that his testimony be scheduled or calendared at the earliest setting, considering that the National Bureau of Investigation, Your Honors, has been invited by the Federal Bureau of Investigation in coordination with the Royal Thai Police for a regional summit on scam center compounds and transnational organized crime. In that regard, Your Honor, the prosecution would like to request that the scheduled testimony of NBI Director Melvin Matibag be scheduled tomorrow after the testimony of our second witness, Attorney Jeremy A. Lotoc.
After the testimony of your second witness.
Yes, Your Honors.
But the supposed witness scheduled for tomorrow is Attorney Zulaika Lopez per the gentleman's manifestation in the last hearing.
That's correct, Your Honor. After we have dispensed with the testimony of NBI Director Matibag, we can proceed with the schedule of witnesses as provided in the list to the senator judges last week, Your Honors.
To include Captain Bello, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken?
we can proceed with Attorney Lopez and Captain Bello as manifested last week, Your Honors.
What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Cayetano, Alan?
Mr. Presiding Officer, if no one objects, I will not object to having Director Matibag yesterday, but maybe as a caution to government officials, my good friend, Congressman Defensor, I read over the weekend that Director Matibag is writing because he is to be in a convention meeting the FBI next week. So actually, we're going to be here 30 weeks. We have put aside many, many important things. We have put aside many foreign trips, many local trips, whether it's to help dun sa tinamaan ng lindol sa Mindanao or tinatamaan ng baha ngayon, because we have to be here 2 o'clock until matapos tayo every Monday to Wednesday, then after the SONA every Tuesday to Wednesday. I find it in bad taste that a bureau head will dictate to us that he's not available next week. I was Secretary of Foreign Affairs. That's why you have undersecretaries. That's why you have deputy director. So I mean, I admire the patience of the prosecution, no? But even the prosecution, they have a way of timing and laying down the witnesses. Eh. So I don't want later on to say na dapat natanong ko muna to sa unang witness, kaya lang si Director Matibag inuna dahil ganito, ganyan. No, so I'd like to put that on record and ask my colleagues if that's acceptable to us. I mean, yung 20, well, at least those who are not in jail or the 21 of us are here. The whole government nakatutok. We put aside so many important things. And then one witness who is in the government, who is a bureau head, will tell us sorry, but because he has to be with the FBI, siya na yung mauna tomorrow. That might be a bad precedent, Mr. Presiding Officer.
May I be allowed to give a reply, Your
Gentleman
Honor?
will please respond to the point of Senator Judge Alan Cayetano.
With due respect to the Honorable Senator Judge Alan Peter Cayetano, we will always respect the decision of the Honorable Court. However, we will only be advancing his testimony one day based on the subpoena that we have requested the Honorable Court. He is scheduled to testify until Wednesday, and that we will not disrupt the scheduled list of witnesses. We will simply advance it one day, Your Honor.
With due respect, Congressman, Representative Defensor, I asked that question poignantly last week. If Matibag will be one of your witnesses for this week, and you said no. In fact, you corrected Attorney Ligutan when he mentioned Director Matibag as one of your witnesses, and instead gave me a list of Lotoc, Zulaika Lopez, and Captain Bello. Matibag was not included. In fact, I don't think we issued a subpoena for Director Matibag for this week, given your manifestation after you took over, given that you have, as you said, control and supervision over the counsel for the prosecutors. So he's not in your list this week. He's not being advanced for a day, sir.
May I respond, Your Honors?
Please so.
Your
Please
Honors,
do so,
that's
sir.
correct. I gave a list of witnesses scheduled for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. However, Your Honor, to add, I also added that since NBI Director Matibag has been requested for a subpoena to testify within the week, I also added in my statement that we will inform the Honorable Court which day we can present the Honorable Matibag, and I was expecting him to be presented on one Wednesday after the testimony of Captain Belinda Bello, Your Honors.
I confirm that, but the situation is, given the one witness per day rule that we supposedly have under the rules of court, no subpoena has yet been issued to Director Matibag to appear this week. Can the clerk of court kindly confirm that for us on the record?
No subpoena has been issued for NBI Director Matibag.
May I
For this week,
respond? May I respond, Your Honor?
Senator Judge Alan Cayetano is recognized.
Actually, my statement and my question to the court is not really addressed to the prosecution. You will have to do the best you can to represent, the what you're fighting for. No, so I commend you for adjusting. But my recollection is because I'm also waiting for his testimony, and my recollection last week he said that we will not see him this week. And I think 11 days, no? 11 days ang
That's correct, Your Honor.
sa article na to. So we're on day 4. So kung hindi siya pwedeng next week, that's day 7, 8, 9. Again, I don't want to dictate sa prosecution or ano, but to suddenly say na tomorrow na siya, when I'm preparing for our oral argument tomorrow and the other witnesses, is a little bit, it's a small inconvenience for today. But I hope it doesn't become a rule, especially for a bureau head. I mean, if no one else objects, but if someone objects, I don't think it's really a good rule. Rules are important. I'll have to keep, you say technicalities. No, rules are important. So even yung notice, we agreed on, presiding officer, 3-day ba? 5-day notice.
5 days for witnesses not mentioned in the pretrial order.
And then 3 days kapag
3 days, given the fact that we will be announcing the witnesses for the following
Yes.
week on the last day.
Yeah, anyway, I said my piece, but I hope we will not be able to move faster if we have to accommodate the witnesses, especially if they're in government.
May I add something, Your Honors,
before
we...
the Honorable Defensor, presiding officer would like to hear from the counsel for the respondents. Attorney Binlon, what say you?
Yes, Your Honor. We would have to oppose on the basis of the following. Number one, it will be in violation, Your Honor, of the impeachment court's directive that was given last week, insofar as the identities of the witnesses and as well as the order of the presentation. Number two, Your Honor, it will be, again, as mentioned by Senator Judge Cayetano, a violation of the 5-day notice rule. Since while he was subpoenaed the week before, Your Honor, we are learning that he will be presented this week. So the 5-day notice will not be observed. Number three, the prosecution cannot compel also the defense and this impeachment court to present witnesses according to their schedule, considering also that these witnesses have already been identified and determined. Of course, it will be a violation of the basic tenets of fair play, and to join again the manifestation of Senator Judge Cayetano, it will set a bad precedent insofar as surprise witnesses will be allowed at any point of the proceedings. Number five would be, it will also violate our right to cross-examine intelligently. We have done our best to prepare for their witnesses. However, these last-minute changes really affect the preparation involved, Your Honor, and insofar as laying down the case that we want to establish. And finally, if there are violations of these proceeding rights, there will be a violation of procedural due process, which of course can give way to another ground to further delay the proceedings. Moreover, Your Honor, we would, if the prosecution would also allow, can we also get a copy, Your Honor, of that invitation, and maybe inquire of the prosecution if the particular travel authority has already been made? Because Your Honor, we received information as well that the FBI had already conducted a summit, a regional summit of some sort, but it was conducted in other words, last month, Your Honor, also in Bangkok, Thailand. So we would have to, again, manifest and we would have to study, Your Honor, the invitation and counter-check and do the proper verification as well. So that if it is indeed viable, then we would understand, Your Honor, why it has to be attended to by Director Matibag, Your Honor.
Senate President Gatchalian is recognized. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Sinusuportahan ko po yung statement ni Senator Judge Alan Cayetano dahil hindi lang naman po yung counsels ng prosecution at defense na naghahanda, pati mo mga senator judges naghahanda rin. At sa totoo lang ho, itong weekend, marami rin sa ating mga senator judges ay pinag-aaralan kung ano yung kanilang maitatanong sa mga testigong ihaharap ho ngayong linggo marami po ay pinag-aralan po yung mga ebidensyang in-upload na ho para po sa ating mga senator judges. At hindi ho ito konting ebidensya, pinag-uusapan ho natin dito. Libo-libong mga papel at libo-libong mga ebidensya. Kaya kung bigla pong may isisingit na testigo, hindi ho rin makakahanda po yung ating mga senator judges sa kanilang pagtatanong at hindi rin ho nilang mababasa yung mga dokumento at ebidensya na nakakabit ho doon sa testigong iharap. Kaya napakahirap naman po na naghahanda ho tayo pero biglang may mga ganitong suppression na hindi ho natin paghahandaan at hindi naman ho yan magiging maayos at patas para po sa ating mga senator judges. Maraming salamat po.
For the record, Chair would like to confirm the statement of the Honorable Defensor. I will quote, Presiding Officer, quote, so Director Matibag is not yet going to be presented next week. Representative Defensor, not yet, Your Honor. We will manifest on Monday. If we can consider him for the Wednesday session, depending on how the trial goes and how long the testimonies will take for both parties. With the permission of Senator Judge Cayetano and the Senate President, may we defer our ruling on this matter and ask the counsel for the prosecution to submit to us the letter given to you by Director Matibag for us to be able to look at it, copy furnished, of course, the counsel for the respondent, so that we can adequately go over it and hopefully come up with a ruling before the day is over.
We submit,
would that
Your
be
Honor.
possible?
We will submit the letter. The Honorable
Thank you,
Court.
Your Honor. So we shall do it that way. Kindly furnish a copy to the counsel for the respondents as well for their review.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
Counsel for respondent, Attorney Vinluen's
Your Honor,
manifestation
if
earlier.
if the travel authority is also available, if we can ask
If
for a
the-
travel authority, if it's already issued.
Yes, of course. Kindly furnish us that as well.
Your Honors, we will submit in good faith whatever the prosecution has received from Director Matibag, Your Honor.
As well as
Kindly communicate with him if possible, if he already has a travel authority for the same, so that we could evaluate it based on what you have. We
Yes, Your
cannot
Honor.
evaluate it based on what you don't have, so we will presume if you don't have it, it's not yet there.
Your Honor,
Yes,
one last
Attorney
addition. Considering that there's if and when they provide the travel authority, I understand, Your Honor, that one of the requirements is also the official invitation from the foreign body. So if they can also provide that, Your Honor,
Well-
so that we can do a full review of this matter.
Attorney Vinluen, it's not really for the full review of the counsel for the prosecution, but rather for this court's evaluation, whether or not to allow the motion of the counsel panel of prosecutors. But everything that will be submitted to us, you will be furnished with a copy.
We will
so that you
submit
can argue your way through this motion before we decide on it. So ordered. Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, kindly call your next witness.
Your Honors, I respectfully request that the counsel for the panel of House prosecutors, Attorney Virgil Ligutan, be recognized for the presentation of our second witness.
Attorney Ligutan, counsel for the prosecutors, is recognized to present the prosecution's second witness. You may proceed, sir.
Mayong hapon sa atong tanan, the second witness for the prosecution is no other than Attorney Jeremy C. Lotoc, Your Honor, please. We call to the witness stand Attorney Lotoc.
Kindly situate Attorney Lotoc to the witness stand. Attorney Lotoc, please remain standing as the clerk of court administers the oath. So far as the prosecution's second witness is concerned. Clerk of court is recognized.
Please raise your right hand. You, Jeremy C. Lotoc,
I, Jeremy C. Lotoc,
do swear
do swear
that the evidence you shall give
that the evidence that I will be giving
in the case now pending
in the case now pending
between the Philippines and Vice President Sara Duterte
between the Philippines and Vice President Sara Duterte
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Your witness, counsel for the prosecutors.
Attorney Lotoc, you may sit down.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honors, the testimony of our second witness, Attorney Jeremy C. Lotoc, is offered to prove the following. Number one, Jeremy Lotoc is a lawyer by profession, and he was the chief of the Cybercrime Division of the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, in 2024. Pangalawa, kasama siya sa NBI team na nagsagawa ng investigasyon sa mga pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente na ginawa sa isang online media briefing noong Nobyembre 23, taong 2024, kung saan diniklara ng Vice Presidente na siya ay kumontrata na ng isang tao para patayin ang Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, ang unang ginang at ang dating Speaker ng House of Representatives. Pangatlo, napag-alaman ng NBI na ang mga pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente ay seryoso at totoo. Matapos silang isaalang-alang ang mga sumusunod. Una, the manner of the respondent's delivery of the statement that she intended her remarks to be real and serious threats. She was not merely joking when she uttered those threats. Pangalawa, mga kababayan, even before that fateful press conference on November 23, 2024, bago yung press conference na yan, may nakontrata ng mamamatay tao yung Vice Presidente bago pa man ang press conference na yan. Pangatlo, ang utos ng Vice Presidente sa assassin na huwag siyang titigil hanggat hindi napapatay ang Pangulo ng Pilipinas, ang unang ginang at ang Speaker ng House of Representatives ay nagpapakita na ang Vice Presidente ay determinado at porsigido sa kanyang pagbabanta. Number 4, the result of the investigation and after determining that the respondent's threats are serious and real, led the NBI to file complaints for 3 counts of grave threats and 1 count of inciting to sedition. Number 5, this witness, Attorney Lotoc, will identify and authenticate the affidavit of investigation, the annexes, as well as a couple of videos in relation to the NBI's investigation. And number 6 offer, he will also testify on such other matters as are relevant and material to the impeachment of the Vice President. Ready for comment, Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the respondent, Attorney Binluan.
Subject for cross, Your Honor.
Thank you so much.
Counsel for the prosecutor may proceed.
Daghang salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer, Honorable Judges. Attorney Lotoc,
Sir,
maupay nga kulop haibo.
maupay nga kulop man, sir.
Waray-waray po. We are both waray-waray. At the same time, si Wano, Attorney Lotoc, pwede bang mas malapit pa sa microphone para marinig ng sambayanan lahat ng isasagot ko mo sa mga tanong ko? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Lotoc, kindly state your name, edad, and other personal circumstances.
I am Attorney Jeremy C. Lotoc, 50 years of age, and currently the Regional Director of the NBI Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, sir.
Sinabi mo ikaw ay isang abogado, Attorney Lotoc, di ba?
Opo.
Now, yung tanong, kailan ka naging membro ng ating Philippine Bar?
I was admitted to the Philippine Bar and took my lawyer's oath in 2013, sir.
2013. Now, Mr. Lotoc, ano ba yung current position mo, occupation mo, kung meron man?
The Regional Director of the NBI Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, sir.
Ikaw ay isang NBI Regional Director for BARMM. Now, yung tanong is, how long have you been with the NBI?
I've been in the NBI for the past 12 years, sir.
12 years. No? Tanong is, I think, based on my counting, that would be since 2014. Tama po ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Now, kailan ka ba na-designate as the NBI Regional Director ng BARMM?
I was designated in January this year as Regional Director of the NBI BARMM, sir.
January 2026. Now, prior to your designation as the NBI Regional Director for BARMM, ano ba yung previous position mo within NBI?
I was the Regional Director for Region 4B or Mimaropa, sir. I think July 2025.
July 2025 you became. Okay, now, prior to your designation as NBI Regional Director for Mimaropa, what was your previous position kung meron man?
I was the Chief of the NBI Cybercrime Division, Your Honor.
Chief ng NBI Cybercrime Division. Now, kailan ka? Kailan ka na-designate as Chief ng NBI Cybercrime Division?
I was designated in February 2023, sir.
2023, no? Now, sinabi mo ikaw ay naging Chief ng NBI Cybercrime Division. Now, yung tanong, Mr. Attorney Lotoc, is what were your primary duties and functions bilang hepe ng NBI Cybercrime Division?
Primary duties, among others, to plan, direct, supervise the investigation of cybercrime cases pursuant to Republic Act 10175 and other relevant laws. And part of my duties and responsibilities is to investigate high-profile cases pursuant to Republic Act 10867, specifically crimes committed by, through and with the use of information and communication technology, sir.
Now, Mr. Witness, of course, you are aware na ikaw ay tumitestigo sa impeachment trial ng respondent. Now, yung tanong is, kilala mo ba yung respondent sa kasong ito?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, yung tanong now is, why do you know her?
She is the incumbent Vice President of the Philippines, and she is the subject of the investigation by the NBI Cybercrime Division, Your Honor.
So, nasabi mo, she is the subject of an investigation ng NBI Cybercrime Division. Now, yung tanong, Attorney Lotoc, is kailan ba? Kailan nagsimula yung investigation ng NBI Cybercrime Division on the respondent?
November 23, 2024, sir.
November 23, 2024. Yung tanong now, Attorney Lotoc, is why? Why did the Cybercrime Division commence an investigation on the Vice President?
We were directed by the then Director Judge IBB Santiago to conduct an investigation with regard to a certain video involving an online press conference held on November 23, 2024, where the Vice President uttered that she had already contracted a person to kill the President, Lisa Marcos, and the former Speaker of the House, sir.
Now, yung tanong, Attorney Lotoc, is sa pagkakaalam mo, or kung alam mo, But yung NBI, yung inatasang gumawa ng investigasyon na ito?
Well, under the law, specifically Republic Act 10867, the NBI has primary jurisdiction to undertake investigations on cases, among others, cases involving threats to security and assault against the persons of the highest officials, sir.
So, threats or assaults on or against highest officials, sabi mo, di ba? Now, yung tanong, Atty. Lotoc, is, sino ba yung mga highest officials na kung may threat or may assault sa kanila, NBI has to do it, an investigation? Sino yung mga officials na ito?
Yes, Your Honor, they are the President, the Vice President, the Senate President, the Speaker of the House, and the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, sir.
All right. Now, so you mentioned Presidente, Vice President, tsaka yung iba pa. Now, you mentioned, Atty. Lotoc, that the NBI conducted an investigation on the respondents' statements during an online media briefing on November 23, 2024. Yung tanong now, Atty. Lotoc, is, what exactly did the respondent say on that day that resulted to the investigation?
On that online press conference held on November 23, 2024, the Vice President uttered the following. Huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko sapagkat may kinausap na akong tao. Ang sabi ko sa kanya, pag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Marcos, si Martin Romualdez. No joke, no joke. Nagbilin na ako, ma'am. Ang sabi ko sa kanya, pag namatay ako, huwag kang tumigil hanggat hindi mo sila mapapatay. And he said yes.
Now, Atty. Lotoc, no, yun yung statement. No? Now, sino ba yung mga membro ng investigation team na galing sa division mo, yung Cybercrime Division?
We have Attorney Van Angluben, the then Executive Officer for Operations ng Cybercrime Division, Attorney Vanessa Asuncion, the Executive Officer for Administration back then, John Mark Kalilong, the agent on case, and myself, Your Honor.
You mentioned Agent John Mark Kalilong,
Yes, Your Honor.
the same person who testified before you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Witness, how did your division commence the investigation?
I instructed the team, specifically Agent Kalilong, that for this particular case, we have to follow the 5 phases or stages of cybercrime investigation, sir.
So you instructed John Mark Kalilong to follow 4 stages of the investigation?
The team and John Mark Kalilong, sir.
Now, you mentioned, Atty. Lotoc, yung 4 stages ng Cybercrime Division for the information ng ating honorable judges sa kanyang publiko. This is the question now. Ano ba yung 4 stages ng investigation na ito?
Yeah, Your Honor. For that particular case, first, the identification and preservation of the digital evidence, the collection and hashing of that same digital evidence. That's the second phase. The analysis and attribution phase, the third one, and then the legal evaluation and case filing as the final phase, sir.
So these are the 4 stages. Now, if you know, what was Agent Kalilong's response, and if any, sa naging instruction mo sa kanya na sundin yung 4 stages ng cybercrime investigation?
Well, he said yes, and then he proceeded to identify. He proceeded to identify and preserve.
Continue.
Identify and preserve the digital evidence in question, sir.
Now, you said and that you instructed Agent Kalilong to identify and preserve. Na-mention mo digital evidence. Yung tanong now is, what is this evidence that you are referring to?
It refers to a certain video, Your Honor, involving an online press conference held on November 23, 2024, which was streamed through the Facebook page of one Attorney Herminio Lopez Roque Jr. or Harry Roque, Your Honor.
So it was the Facebook page of Harry Roque who live streamed the video.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Witness, after Agent Calilong identified and preserved yung sinasabi mong video, which you said is the first stage of the investigation, ano yung nangyari after that kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo?
Yes, Your Honor. The agent on case proceeded to collect that digital evidence and generated hash value on that digital evidence, and at the same time stored that in a data carrier, Your Honor.
Alam mo, Attorney Lotoc, this is the first time na narinig natin yung term na hash value. And I think it's just proper na yung next question ko para malaman ng publiko. Attorney Lotoc, ano ba yung hash value na yan?
Well, under the implementing rules and regulation of Republic Act 10175 or the Reorganization and Modernization Act of NBI, hash value refers to a mathematical algorithm applied to the information like the file, the physical disk, or the logical disk, in this case, the digital evidence, thereby creating a digital fingerprint or DNA for that information or digital evidence, Your Honor.
So to create a fingerprint for the video, is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor, in this case, the video.
All right, now, Mr. Witness, after the identification, preservation, collection, and hashing, so far these are the two stages, what happened next, if any, in relation to your investigation on the Vice President's statement?
We proceeded to the analysis and attribution phase.
Now, ano yung nangyari kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo, in this analysis and attribution phase?
In the analysis, we established the intent, the motive, the capability of the Vice President to carry out the threat she mentioned, as well as we proceeded to identify the individuals present in that press conference on November 23, 2024, sir.
Okay, so sinabi mo, you proceeded to identify the different individuals in that video. Siguro yung publiko, they're now interested. So, what happened? What happened pagkatapos niyong mag-proceed sa pag-identify sino ba yung nasa video na yan?
First, we have identified media personalities from Philippine Daily Inquirer, from the Manila Times, from the Reuters, SMNI, etc. And then we have also identified the Vice President herself, who in their presence, openly and publicly, uttered that she had already contracted a person to kill the President, Lisa Marcos, and the former Speaker of the House, and instructed the person to be relentless in killing the three. And it was streamed through the Facebook page again of Harry Roque, Your Honor.
You said to be relentless in the killing. Okay, now, after finding out that indeed the Vice President uttered that, to be relentless in the killing, what happened next, if any, in relation to the investigation you conducted?
We continued the open source investigation to determine if there were utterances made by the Vice President in previous dates, Your Honor.
Now, ano ba yung naging resulta, kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo, sa naging open source investigation ng NBI into sinasabi mong mga previous statements ng Vice President?
We have found a press conference dated October 18, 2024, streamed through the official Facebook page of the Office of the Vice President. And
All persons are commanded to keep silent under pain of penalty while the impeachment court is in session for the trial of Vice President Sara Duterte.
The impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte is hereby called to order. We shall be led in prayer by Senator Judge Christopher Bongo.
Almighty and loving God, O Allah, we come before you today with humility, mindful of the solemn duty entrusted to us and the weight of the decisions that lie ahead. Grant us wisdom to discern what is right, courage to uphold the truth, and fairness in every judgment we make. Keep us from prejudice, anger, personal interest, and political pressure. Help us listen with patience, speak with honesty, and act according to conscience, the Constitution, and the welfare of the Filipino people. Gabayan ninyo kaming lahat ng may tungkulin sa mga pagdinig na ito. Naway ang bawat panig ay mabigyan ng pagkakataong marinig, ang bawat ebidensya ay mapag-aralang mabuti, at ang bawat pasya ay nakabatay sa katotohanan, katarungan at tamang proseso. Remind us that public office is a sacred trust. May we never lose sight of the people whose lives are affected by our words, our actions, and our decisions. Let the pursuit of truth strengthen our institutions and deepen our commitment to serve with integrity and compassion. Lord, bring healing to our nation. Where there is division, grant us understanding, patience, and unity. Where there is distrust, restore faith. Where there is fear and anger, give us calmness and restraint. When these proceedings are concluded, help us move forward together. Naway makabalik na kami sa aming pangunahing tungkulin, ang magserbisyo at maglingkod sa ating mga kababayan. Naway maituon naming muli ang aming buong pansin sa paglilingkod sa ating mga kababayan, lalo na sa mga higit na nangangailangan. Lastly, may the Philippine Senate remain united in fulfilling its role as the last bastion of democracy. Within these halls, may truth prevail and the true voice of the Filipinos be heard. May compassion for others be a steadfast virtue we live by in our words and in our actions. And may we, your senator judges, be instruments of your grace in the pursuit of peace, justice, and the common good. All this we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. The clerk of court will now call the roll.
Roll call of members. Senator Judge Aquino. Senator Judge Cayetano Alan. Senator Judge Cayetano Pia. Senator Judge De La Rosa. Senator Judge Ejercito. Senator Judge Estrada. Senator Judge Go. Senator Judge Ontiveros. Senator Judge Lacson. Senator Judge Lapid. Senator Judge Legarda. Senator Judge Marcoleta. Senator Judge Marcos. Senator Judge Padilla. Senator Judge Pangilinan. Senator Judge Soto III. Senator Judge Tulfo Erwin. Senator Judge Tulfo Rafi. Senator Judge Villanueva. Senator Judge Villar Camille. Senator Judge Villar Mark. Senator Judge Zubiri. The presiding officer, Senator Judge Escudero. Senate President Gatchalian.
With 19 senators present, the chair declares the presence of the quorum.
With the permission of the body, if there are no objections, we dispense with the reading of the July 13, 2026 Journal of the Senate sitting as an impeachment court and shall consider the same as approved. The clerk will please call the case before the impeachment court.
Case number 004-2026 in the matter of impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte.
Appearances? For the
Good
prosecution?
afternoon, Your Honors. Same appearance for the prosecution. We are ready, Your Honor.
For the respondent?
Good afternoon, Your Honors. Same appearance for the defense.
I see that Attorney Lotoc is already situated in the witness
Yes, Your Honor.
stand. To remind you, Attorney Lotoc, you shall continue with your testimony and be subjected to the continuation of cross-examination of counsel for respondent and shall be answering under the same oath that you took yesterday. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Respondent counsel may now continue with this cross-examination. Attorney Binduan, you are recognized and may proceed whenever you are ready.
Your Honor, before we proceed, may I request that counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Virgil Ligutan, be recognized once more for the examination of our second witness.
Counsel for the prosecutors, Attorney Ligutan is recognized on the part of the panel of prosecutors. Again, to reiterate, Attorney Binluan, when you are ready, you may proceed with the continuation of your cross-examination of the witness, Attorney Lotoc.
Good afternoon, Attorney Lotoc.
Good afternoon, sir.
So yesterday, you identified videos, correct?
Yes, sir.
And specifically, portions of the November 23, 2024 press con.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, in that press con, VP Sara spoke about a lot of topics. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. In other words,
Mr. Witness, kindly answer yes
Yeah,
or no,
yes,
and
sir.
not simply say,
in other words,
Sorry, Your Honor.
she said many statements in that press con.
She said many statements, sir.
All right. My question is this. Do you know for sure that VP Sara's statements during that press con happened in real life?
In real life? Well,
Objection, Your Honor. Incompetent. The statements happening in real life as to the real life of the Vice President, this witness is being asked that question. Of course, the witness is incompetent, Your Honor, please.
If he knows.
counsel, kindly reform. It seems the witness did not understand
Okay,
the
let
question
me
as well.
let me help you. I'm showing you also a portion of our exhibit D-1-145-A. This is the whole version of the video that the portions there that you identified yesterday. And particularly, I'll show you timestamp 51-07 or :07 onwards of the video. In this video, the Vice President mentioned about events that happened inside the Batasang Pambansa. Can we play that video, please?
Dapat sa demokrasya, there's a rule of law. And then they make rules as they go along. Whoever pleases the speaker, get her out of the House of Representatives kasi hindi siya dapat nandiyan. Bakit? Pag may-ari niyo ba itong compound na ito, then sasabihin pa nila sa akin that there is a threat to my life inside the Batasang Pambansa? Why is there a threat to my life?
All right. My question to
Your
you
Honor,
is
Your
this.
Honor, point of clarification, if I may, Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the prosecutor is recognized.
Your Honor, there is a video that is marked in evidence capturing the events on November 23, 2024. And here we have the defense.
Your Honor, may we just note the objection, Your Honor?
Wait, I'm explaining.
This is not the time for lecture, Your Honor.
Counsel, I have not yet recognized you. Let counsel for the prosecutor
Your Honor,
finish.
point of clarification, they are presenting a video with anecdotes. I'm now questioning the propriety of the defense presenting a video without laying the basis where this video came from, who is the source of those annotations thereto. Because, Your Honor, there's a video. They're confronting this witness with that video by presenting their own annotated, it's like a props, Your Honor, please. This is highly irregular in the court of law.
Counsel for the respondent, is this the video previously marked in evidence?
Your Honor, as I mentioned, we marked it in evidence as D-4-3, Your Honor. And this was also marked by the prosecution as their own. They have a separate No. marking for this, Your No. Honor.
This is part of the
No.
2-hour and so-and-so minute video?
Correct, Your Honor. At any rate, Your Your Honor, Honor, if I may be
Counsel
allowed
for
to
the
finish.
prosecutor, kindly hold on.
At any rate, Your Honor.
Counsel for the respondent.
Okay.
The chair is not yet done. And the annotation below the video, is that part of the marked video?
This is part, Your Honor, of a separate exhibit that is also part of the Articles of Impeachment, Annex G, Your Honor. This is Mr. Calilong's own transcription of the video, just to be clarified on
But
that
who
matter.
put it there?
We just placed it there, Your Honor. So we're making him identify actually the video as well as the appropriate transcription, which are both part of the Articles of Impeachment and Annex G9.
Presiding officer will allow it. Witness may answer.
So the question is, can you confirm for certain that these statements or any part thereof happened in real life?
Can you give me the timestamp, Your Honor, para ma-compare ko siya?
Timestamp 51-07.
Your Honor, if I may refer to my notes.
You may do so, sir.
Anong timestamp, sir?
51-07.
To help this honorable court, Your Honor, it appears on page 84 or more or less of the Articles of Impeachment Annex G9, Your Honor. This is the transcription of Agent John Mark Calilong dated December 26, 2024. For the record, Your Honor.
Noted.
Pwede akong patingin na lang. Kulang ito. 51. Timestamp 51.
Show it. Your Honor, in the interest of time, can we confront the witness with our own copy
Your own copy of what, counsel?
of the Articles of Impeachment Annex G9, Your Honor?
Well, assisting counsel for the prosecutor is there. If in case there are any problems, kindly confirm if indeed that is the document being shown to the witness.
Wala din siya.
Yeah. Page 14. Page 14.
That is page 14 of the Affidavit of Transcription.
Page 14. Saan ito? This is page 14. Saan dyan?
Your Honor, I manifest that we are showing that specific portion on the transcript prepared by Agent Calilong of the NBI. But actually, Your Honor, even without consultation with the transcript, my answer is very simple. I'm just asking Your Honor. My question, I'm sorry, is very simple. My only question is, does he know for certain that these statements or any part of this statement happened in real life?
Your Honor, nabasa ko po rito sa copy ko, yung nandiyan dyan.
So do you confirm that the statements were made by the Vice President, Mr. Witness?
It's here in the transcription, Your Honor, yes.
No. My question is not whether she made the statement. My question is, if you know, based on your personal knowledge, if any statement or a portion thereof happened in real life. That's the question.
Well, Your Honor, the fact that we have the video on November 26, when the Vice President reiterated what she uttered in November 23, 2024.
Your Honor, I'm not even...
And at the same time, Your Honor,
maybe
The witness is in the process of
manifestation.
Allow the
answering.
witness to answer.
Your Honor, we invited the media personalities who have personal knowledge on that date and on that online press conference And nung tinanong namin sila kung nag-participate sila, sabi nila yes. Nakausap nila yung Vice Presidente, nagbigay sila ng mga katanungan. So definitely yes, nangyari po yun.
Your Honor, may you manifest your or make a manifestation?
Yes, Counsel.
Your
for
Honor,
responding.
it appears that the witness is not being responsive to our question. He's talking about something that I did not ask. We are only focusing on this particular statement. We will show other statements later on. And we cannot get an answer from him if he knows.
Counsel, even I am confused with the question happened in real life. I think some of us are too.
I'll be more specific,
If
Your
the
Honor.
question is kung alam nyo bang totoong nangyari to sa totoong buhay, ang sagot ng testigo ay sa pagkakaalam niya ay oo, base sa kanilang investigasyon at sinabi ng mga inimbitahan nilang testigo.
All right. I'll clarify the question, Your
Kindly
Honor.
do so, Counsel.
All right. In this statement, for example, the Vice President said there were threats to my life inside the Batasang Pambansa. Are you confirming that?
That is within the
All right.
transcription here, sir.
Now, my question to you is this. Did you investigate those threats to to VP Your Honor. Sara's June?
Okay now.
I'm not yet done.
All right, sige.
I'm not yet done.
Yes,
Counsel,
yes. So.
Did you investigate the threat to VP Sara's life during that time?
Objection. Now, misleading, Your Honor.
What is it?
Because the question was, do you confirm that that statement is found in the transcription as to the Vice President saying that there were threats to her life? And then the witness said, yes, I confirm that I can find it in the transcription. Now the next question of the good counsel is, so did you investigate the threats? That is the classic misleading question.
Can we get a
Assuming
ruling,
fact.
Your Honor?
Counsel, he's a lawyer. Attorney Lotoc is a lawyer and he knows exactly what's going on. Attorney Lotoc, kindly answer.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your answer?
What's the question, sir?
The question is, she mentioned there about the threats to his life. My question is simple. Did you investigate the threats to VP Sara's life during that time?
You mean during the live stream, sir?
During that time, correct. During that live stream, she mentioned that there were threats to her life.
Well, based on our investigation, nangyari yung live stream between 11 p.m. 22 to 1 a.m. 23. And then nalaman namin through, nung kumalat siya sa social media, ng mga hapon na, kaya nag-start kami ng investigation. At that time, hindi pa namin alam yung buong laman ng video na yan kasi nag-start pa lang kami. So, I instructed Agent Kalilong na siya maging agent on case and then kunin niya yung video, the whole video para sa authentication.
Attorney
And
Lotoc,
so far-
kindly answer the question directly. So I get from your long answer that the answer is no.
Specifically at that live stream moment, no, sir. Hindi pa
That
namin
was the
alam yun, sir.
question of Attorney Binluan. If you investigated at that time, so the answer is no.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But-
Please proceed.
But later on, you said you did an investigation. So are you admitting that there were threats to the life of VP Sara?
Precisely, that's the reason why we sent a December 2, 2024 letter for VP Sara to shed light on our investigation.
All right, I'll move on to a different part of the video. On page also of Exhibit D-1-145-A, this now pertains to timestamp 5930 onwards of the video recording. So page 15 of the affidavit of transcription, also by Agent Kalilong of the NBI, dated December 26, 2024. Can we show that video and then provide the appropriate transcript? Can you play that again, please?
Yung speaker mo, pinabayaan mo siya abusuhin ang pera ng bayan. Paikot-ikot sa buong bansa, namimigay ng pera na para bang kanya yung pera. Eh di ba nga, lagi niyo sinasabi separation of powers? Anong trabaho ng legislative branch? Gumawa ng batas. Anong ginagawa ni Martin Romualdez? Nagdidirect ng DSWD, namimigay ng ayuda, nagsasabi kung anong bibigay, anong ibibigay, anong gagawin, sino ba ang presidente?
All right. So my question to you is this. Okay, having watched that video and read the transcript, my question is very simple. Do you know for sure if this statement by the Vice President or any part thereof happened in real life?
Well, Your Honor, as I've said, I've answered already. Nung inimbestigahan namin yan, yung video,
Your Honor,
nagsumping na kami
a yes or no answer will suffice, Your Honor.
Kindly answer more directly to save on the court's time, Mr. Attorney Lotoc.
Your Honor, based on our investigation, yes, it happens in the natural order of things. Nangyari talaga yan.
So in other words, you're admitting that Martin Romualdez goes around the country to distribute money?
I'm saying nangyari ho yung utterances na yan.
That's not my question. That's precisely my point. I'm not asking if she made the statements. I'm asking if the truth of these statements you have personal knowledge of. So be more direct in your answer.
That's why I have to object now, Your Honor. Now, there are several statements made, and then the witness is being asked, do you confirm these statements? Compound question. Exactly, that's the reason why we don't allow. There are so many statements o sinasabi gumawa ng batas. So siguro yung tanong is this happened, did this happen in real life? So this witness being confronted with several statements and he is being asked to answer a yes or no. That's why it's compound question.
Your Honor, my question is the statements or any part thereof, Your Honor. The witness is smart enough to answer. He can just clarify.
The objection, the objection is sustained, but not on that ground, but rather in the ground that the witness is incompetent to testify as to the truth of the matter stated by the Vice President. He can only testify as to the fact that those statements were made only as to tenor, but not as to the truth, given that he only investigated and was not there. You may proceed, counsel.
In that case, Your Honor, if we confront also, just a manifestation, Your Honor.
Yes, you may proceed.
In other words, Your Honor, we would like to manifest, Your Honor, based on that ruling of the court, that even if VP Sara said that she already talked to a person, then we cannot confirm the truth because this witness does not have personal knowledge.
That's a conclusion. Objection.
That's just a manifestation for the court's appreciation.
the-
Can I just proceed with
can
my
I make
next
a
question,
counter
Your Honor?
manifestation, Your Honor, please? Counter manifestation, please. To put into record, Your Honor, please.
For about 15 seconds, counsel,
Okay,
yes.
the defense is entitled to their own conception of things. They're entitled to their own imagination. That's all.
Counsel may proceed with his cross.
Just to belabor this point, Your Honor, Annex D-1-145-A. Anyway, Your Honor, they showed around 7 to 8 videos yesterday, so we'll show about 4. This pertains to timestamp 1-08-58, and we will also present page 17 of the affidavit of transcription, also by Agent Kalilong, dated December 26, 2024. In this video clip, the Vice President mentioned about the former Speaker of the House and the confidential funds of the Office of the President. Can we play that video?
Hindi ka nga dumadaan ng contest eh. Kasi wala kang kalaban sa Tacloban. Kasi binibili mo, pinapakidnap mo, inaharas mo, ang mga kalaban mo. Hindi ka dumaan ng contest. Ang alam mo lang, kasi mayaman ka, bibilhin ko lahat ng tao ng pera. Ipubriman mong tanan, kwarta na may inyo. There is nothing in you except money. Yan lang. Martin, harapin mo yung katotohanan. Walang senador man, Vice President man, President man, walang mabuti sa'yo. Hindi ko nga alam kung mananalo ka pa ngayon sa Tacloban eh. Malamang hindi na. Sinong gusto sa lahat sa buong Pilipinas ang ibalik ka sa Kongreso? Hindi lahat ng tao pupunta yan doon sa Tacloban, nangangampan niya yan sa kalaban mo. Kasi, magnanakaw ka. Hindi ka dumadaan sa audit. Milyon-milyon, buwan-buwan. Certification lang ng congressman. 1 million, 2 million, pirma lang. Alam nyo, bakit alam ko? Kasi may MA din ako. May MA ako sa DepEd, may MA ako sa OBP. Pero sa amin, sa akin, nire-require ako ng resibo ng COA. Pero alam ko, certification lang ang kailangan. Pero nagko-comply ako. Bigay nyo lahat ng resibo. Pero ikaw, pirma mo lang, hindi mo nga ata pirma yan, pirma lang ng staff mo yan. Milyon-milyon dyan sa Committee on Accounts, lumalabas ang pera. Pirma nyo lang. Walang nag-audit sa inyo. Sino ang nag-audit ng confidential funds ng Office of the President? Wala. Yan ang Pilipinas. Yan! Ang bagong Pilipinas. Kriminal ang speaker. Bakit ko nasabi kriminal siya? Basahin niyo yung kaso niya sa United States of America.
Okay.
Sinungaling, Presidente.
Alright. Alright. Again, my question based on this video is very simple. She spoke about Speaker Martin Romualdez as well as the President. Can you confirm or do you know for sure that these statements about Martin Romualdez or the President are true?
Okay. Your Honor, I will object on the same ground, and I hope that the presiding officer will do the same ruling. This witness is incompetent. I know what the defense is doing. Your Honor, objection. Incompetent. This witness is highly incompetent as to whether he knows whether those statements are in fact
What's the ground
happening.
for the objection? Can we just be informed of the ground for the objection?
I just said it. Incompetent. This witness
Can we
is
get the ruling,
incompetent.
Your Honor?
Chair made an earlier ruling already that the witness is incompetent to testify as to the truth of the matter. But since Attorney Lotoc, you're a lawyer, I will give it this time to the counsel for the respondents. Kindly respond. Since you're a lawyer, you should know the proper answer to this question. Kindly respond to the question of counsel for respondent.
Again, I do not know personally about the factual circumstances. What I know is that she uttered those statements.
We're satisfied with that answer, no? Your Honor.
Proceed,
One last video. On page 87 of the Articles of Impeachment, Annex G9, this is timestamp 1-12-43. This is quite a lengthy video, but not as lengthy. But this is our last video, so we beg the court's indulgence. The affidavit of transcription, page 17, also of Agent Park Kalilong, dated December 26, 2024. Are we ready with that video?
Your Honor, to save...
Counsel for the prosecutors.
Because I know the counsel will ask the same question. So to save time, Your Honor, please, since the
Your
counsel...
Honor, what is
wait,
the
wait, wait.
objection?
I'm not yet done. I'm not yet done.
Kindly let the counsel for the prosecutor finish.
Relax. Now, Your Honor, if the same line of question will be asked, okay.
Your
the
Honor,
wait, I'm not yet
cannot
done.
he cannot
I'm not
preempt,
yet
Your
done.
Honor.
I'm not yet done. The prosecution is willing to stipulate that, yes, the Vice President uttered that statement as to the fact of her uttering the statement.
We have a different question, Your Honor, just to satisfy his query.
All right.
So I guess the objection is withdrawn, or the manifestation is withdrawn, and counsel for respondent may proceed
Play the
with
video,
the
please.
showing of the playing of the video.
Lahat ng kainin ko, buffet. Kain dito sa House of Representatives. Alak. Lahat. Lahat ng juice, lahat ng mamahaling wine. Pero yung taong bayan na prinamisan ninyo, ng 20 pesos na rice, yung taong bayan na hindi ninyo pinupuntahan sa mga komunidad nila, anong sabi nila? Asin lang okay na mi, anad naman mi ana. Ganyan ang bayan natin. Okay na lang kami sa asin. Saan ka nakahanap ng bayan na ang tao, because of their hopelessness, because there is no functioning government, umukay na lang sa asin. Buti na nga lang, abogado si Atty. Lopez eh. Kasi alam niya kung ano sasabihin niya doon sa mga pumasok sa kwarto niya. Na take note, nagnakaw pa ng cellphone. Saan ka nakahanap? Papasok ka, nanakawin mo yung cellphone, dadalhin mo pa yung tao. Diba? Princess, you're raising your hand.
Hello? Naririnig po ba ako, Princess Maui?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Good morning po, Madam Vice President. Thank you so much nga po pala sa dala niyong hopya nung hearing na pumunta kayo for PRRD. Kami yung nasa likod niyo po, yung tinawag nilang bastos kasi pumalak pa kami because of Congresswoman Cardema. Yan. Thank you, ma'am. Nakakain kami. Ako po ay natatakot kumain ng pagkain doon baka mamaya. Ma'am, mag-iingat po kayo. Nasa teritoryo kayo ng kalaban.
Okay lang
Nag-aalala po kami para
ma'am, kasi sila naman na eh. Sila talaga yung bastos eh. You reap
Opo,
what you
okay.
sow.
Yeah. Mag-iingat po kayo kasi sa dinami-rami po ng inyong mga pasabog ngayong gabi, it seems like marami po talaga kayong alam about them, no? Dahil sa pagkakasama niyo sa kanila during the campaign and during the 2022 elections. Baka po mamaya kasi totoo yung mga naririnig namin or yung, I don't know if it's true, na meron daw silang Operation Romanovs and baka bala kayong ubusin ang inyong pamilya dahil hadlang kayo sa kanilang mga balakin in the future. So mag-iingat po kayo. Kami po kasi kami ng EDSA Friday crew, kami yung bumababa every Friday dyan sa EDSA because we believe yan yung tamang venue sa dinami-rami na ng problema natin. Ang kaya lang naman po namin gawin ay manawagan na bumaba na yan. Eh ano po kaya ang remedy naman ninyong mga nasa posisyon or ng mga kayang labanan itong napakarami na pong ginagawang korupsyon at krimen laban sa taong bayan? Ano po ang pwede nyo maging remedy para matapos na ito, lalo't nagsisigaw na po ang taong bayan na mag-people power na?
Yes. Huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko. Kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. Sinabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta, at si Martin Romualdez. No joke. No joke. Nagbilin na ako, ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag ka tumigil hanggang hindi mo mapatay sila. And then he said yes. So, alam mo, ma'am, yan ang lagi kong sinasabi sa Makabayan Block nung mayor pa ako. Ang laban, wala dyan sa EDSA, ma'am. Wala dyan sa mga highway. Ang laban, ma'am, nandun sa loob ng palasyo. Yan ang problema. We appreciate yung expression ninyo ng disgust, ng pagkamuhi, ng hopelessness, kasi it reflects kung ano yung nararamdaman ng marami, milyon. Alam ko yan, ma'am, kasi kahit saan ako pumunta, ako ang sinasabihan, binoto namin yan dahil sinabi mo, iboto namin. So, yes, ma'am. Maraming salamat sa ginagawa ninyo. Dahil sa ginagawa ninyo, I'm sure nakikita yan ang taong bayan and na-appreciate nila yan. Marami sa ating mga kababayan ang gusto sumali sa inyo. Pero sa sobrang hirap ng buhay ngayon, hindi nila maiwanan yung mga trabaho nila at hanap buhay nila para pumunta sa daan. Bakit sila naghihirap? Bakit? Dahil sa gobyerno. Di ba dapat yung gobyerno natin ang nagpapagaan ng buhay ng tao? Bakit ang gobyerno natin ang nagpapahirap lalo sa tao? Kasi gusto ba nila lagi na lang mahirap ang mga tao para madali mapasunod? May mga lugar kami sa Mindanao na ganyan ang mga politiko. Gusto nila mahirap lahat. E bahugan lang nila ang kwarta. Governor na sila, mayor na sila, congressman na sila. Hanapin niyo, ma'am, yung mga lugar na sobrang hirap sa Mindanao. Tingnan nyo anong gawain ng politiko. Pinapakain lang ng pera ang tao. Binabastos yung kanilang pagkatao dahil wala silang pakialam.
Attorney Lotoc, she said a lot of statements in that portion of
Yes,
the
sir.
video. In fact, that statement included the statement which you investigated, correct?
Included in the transcription, sir. Yeah.
All right. Now you get the point. My question to you is this. Can you confirm now that the statement she made about BBM, FL, and the former speaker, and the congressman relating to various acts of corruption are true and happened in real life?
As to the existence of that utterances, yes, sir.
All right. So you just admitted that the congressmen are all corrupt.
As to the
Thank you for that.
existence
Thank you
of
for that
utterances,
objection.
yes, sir.
That is a foul side remark.
She said
The
I wasn't
counsel
the one who
is
said it,
twisting
Your Honor.
the answer of the witness. If
the
I may,
witness
can I
was the one who
finish?
said yes.
Counsel
Can I
for the
finish?
parties, kindly settle down.
Can I finish?
The witness said that he confirmed as to the fact that the utterances were made.
That's why, Your Honor, I am objective.
Kindly be more specific. Attorney Lotoc, you know what's being asked for.
Yes, sir.
Finish and complete your answer to avoid the misunderstanding.
Based on our investigation, as to the existence of that utterances, yeah, dahil may mga pieces of evidence kami. But whether or not nangyari yan, wala ho akong personal knowledge, sir.
All right. In the same way, you also do not have personal knowledge that VP Sara contracted an assassin, correct?
Your Honor, the video dated November 26, 2024, the Vice President reiterated.
It's
and in
answerable by
fact,
yes or
there
no, Your
was-
Honor. How can he be?
He's answering.
How can he be?
Counsels, kindly settle down. This is not a college debate. Attorney Lotoc, the question was simple. Kindly answer the question directly.
Yes, sir.
You
That
do not
it-
have personal knowledge.
That utterances made by the Vice President that she contracted a person, I do believe that, sir, because of the pieces of evidence that we've gathered, sir.
No, I'm not asking whether or not she said those statements. I'm asking if you have personal knowledge based on this that the Vice President really contracted an assassin.
Ask and
Or,
answer.
a person.
Objection. Ask and answer. Second
Witness
time
will
around.
answer.
Based on our investigation, Your Honor, we do believe that Vice
Attorney
President.
Lotoc, the question was, do you have personal knowledge?
As to the fact of the utterances, and then when the Vice President reiterated that in
Attorney
November
Lotoc, you're a
26,
smart
yes, sir.
man. Just answer the question. Do you have personal knowledge? You said that as to the other parts, you do not have personal knowledge. But now my question to you is as to the part whether VP Sara talked to that person about BBM and FL and the speaker, do you have personal knowledge or not?
Pwede ko pong explain, Your Honor.
No,
please?
just answer the question, yes or no.
Your Honor, I think
Attorney Lotoc, this is not the first time you attended a trial. I'm sure counsel for the prosecutors and redirect will be able to clarify whatever you want to clarify. But in the meantime, answer the question of counsel for the respondent.
Yeah. We do believe that the Vice President had contracted, but I don't have personal knowledge. Kung personal knowledge ang gusto niyong malaman. Pero we do believe based on the evidence that we've gathered and based on our investigation.
Thank you for that admission. All right. The press con was broadcasted to the general public, correct?
Social media, sir, yes.
In other words, everybody listening to it could hear the statements made by VP Sara.
We believe so, sir, yes.
Are you aware that the Vice President is a lawyer?
Yes, sir, of course.
That he has, of course, a law degree and passed the bar exams?
Yes, sir.
With a first attempt and with a rating of 80%, are you aware of this?
I heard it in the news, sir.
Oh, she has a higher grade than most of the lawyers here. But are you aware that she also worked as a court
objection,
attorney?
relevance, Your Honor. Relevance. Objection,
Counsel for the
relevance.
respondent, kindly avoid those
Yes.
We will comply, Your
disparaging
Honor.
statements, given that there are a lot of lawyers here and you don't know what their grades are.
We will comply, Your Honor. So my question to you is this. If she was serious about her alleged plan involving BBM, FL, and the former speaker, does it make sense for her that she would publicly announce this to the general public? If you know.
I don't know that, Your Honor.
All right. In fact, you showed in your direct examination, you also showed portions of the October 18 press con, correct?
Yes, sir.
And that press con was also done in general, before the general public, correct?
I believe so, sir.
All right. Based on your investigation or your experience as an investigator, kapag may balak bang patayin ng isang tao, sinasabi ba nila yung plano nila sa general public?
Well, kapag may grave threat, sir, naririnig yun ng ibang tao.
All right. My more important question to you is this. Did VP Sara directly say her statements to BBM, FL, and the former speaker?
Well, the fact na sinabi niya yan in public,
Again, Your Honor,
definitely narinig
may we
yun
ask
ng
for a more
presidente.
responsive answer?
Attorney Lotoc, kindly answer. The answer is actually quite obvious. It's a simple question. Did the Vice President utter those statements directly towards the persons allegedly threatened?
We believe so, Your Honor, because the utterances was made in public.
So what's the answer? Did
We believe so.
VP Sara directly say those statements to BBM, FL, and the former speaker?
Ask and answered. He said, we believe so.
But we did not get the responsive answer, Your
That's
Honor.
the
Can we
answer. You
ask
didn't
the
get it.
witness to give a more responsive answer?
That's his answer. We believe so. Yes, that's a yes. That's so clear.
Without putting words into the mouth of the witness, I will be the one to ask. Attorney Lotoc, you meant yes, right?
Yes, sir.
Proceed, counsel.
All right. Are you aware that in one interview following the press con, BBM mentioned that he was open for reconciliation with the Vice President?
I'm not aware of that.
Not aware, okay. I'll make you aware today. Can we play D-4-12, please?
Mr. President, kayo po ba sa puso ninyo, gusto niyo bang makipagkasundo pa sa mga Duterte?
Oo. Ayoko ng gulo. Gusto ko makasundo sa lahat ng tao. Mas maganda, marami na akong kaaway. Hindi ko kailangan ng kaaway. Kailangan ko kaibigan. Kagaya ng sabi ko sa'yo, pagka... Hindi ko, magko-confess ako dito.
Pwede naman po, para akong pari po nito ngayon po.
Ewan ko, kahit hanggat maaari, ako, ang habol ko ay yung stability, peaceful, para magawa namin yung trabaho namin. Kaya ako, laging akong bukas sa ganyan. I'm always open to any approach na, alika, magtulungan tayo. Diba? Kahit hindi tayo magkasundo sa polisiya, hindi tayo magkasundo. Gawin nyo yung trabaho, pero wag na tayong nanggugulo. Wag na natin, tanggalin natin yung gulo.
All right. Attorney Lotoc. So based on that video, BBM was open to reconcile with VP Sara, correct?
Anong date po ng video, sir?
We will provide the date in a while. They're researching on it. But even without the date, you can confirm.
Di, gusto kong malaman kung anong date, sir.
So you cannot answer the question without us providing the date of this
Tininan
interview?
ko kung ilang buwan na yan after nung November 23.
All right.
Move on, counsel. While you're checking on the date, you can go back to that topic.
Now, assuming that this happened after, do you still maintain that BBM really believed in his mind that VP Sara would harm or kill him?
I mean, how would I know that, Your Honor?
Precisely. So you don't know. You cannot know that, Your Honor. Correct?
Yes.
Because you cannot enter the state of mind of the president. Are you admitting that?
Unless there is a basis, Your Honor, gaya ng investigation namin sa utterances ni VP na may mga circumstances. Pag yan lang ang nakita ko, siyempre hindi namin ma-establish yung state of mind ng presidente.
But isn't it in your affidavit of investigation, you mentioned about the state of mind of the president?
State of mind of the president based
Correct. After the statements of VP Sara, you interpreted the mind. It's like you went into the mind of the alleged offended parties, BBM, FL, and the speaker, and based on your own interpretation, you determined or concluded that they were threatened. Is that not the case?
Yeah, ang sinabi doon ng presidente, nakakabahala yung mga narinig natin itong mga nakaraang araw. And then isa itong kriminal na pagtatangka, ito'y aking papalagan. So at that moment, the president took the utterances serious and real, sir.
But you just based that on his own statement. You did not enter his state of mind, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. I think, where is this leading?
What's the objection?
A witness is being asked
What's
to
the
enter
basis for
state
the
of
objection,
mind.
Your Honor?
Kindly wait for the counsel for prosecutor to finish his
Incompetent, Your
objection.
Honor. Incompetent. The witness already said that based on their investigation, based on the statement of the president after the event, he said that they determined that the president felt threatened. And the question now is, did you enter his state of mind? Your Honor, please, I think I'm now objecting on the reason that this person is incompetent to
Your Honor,
enter.
we will be satisfied with just the basis. If he had said incompetence, we would ask for a ruling already. He doesn't have to lecture, Your Honor, and for the record.
Kindly reform, counsel. I think I know where you're getting at.
All right. My question to you is this. Do you have background on forensic psychology?
No.
Do you have a background on behavioral psychology?
Well, we were taught about
Just
that
yes
subject
or no.
matter in
Just
the
a
academy.
yes
sir.
or no will do. Do you have a forensic psychology department in the NBI's cybercrime division?
Forensic psychology.
Yes.
We have BSD. We have medical legal department.
Medical legal only.
We
Okay.
have psychiatrists.
All
We
right.
have psychologists. We have all of those, sir.
All right. In other words, you do not have a professional assessment of the mind of BBM when you conducted this affidavit of investigation, correct?
Okay, sir. The investigation, ganito po ang nangyari. Nung nag-comment yung presidente na nakakabahala yung mga utterances, pera lang ho doon, tiningnan namin yung comment ng iba't ibang government agencies na ganun din yung kanilang reaksyon, nakakabahala yung sinabi ng Vice Presidente, magiging issue yan ng national security. Pero lang ho yun, kinonsider din namin yung comments at impression ng mga media personalities na nag-participate doon sa online press conference. Sabi nila, na-shock sila, nabigla sila, hindi sila na parang totoo yung galit ng Vice President. And then aside from that, from those facts, ganun din ang ginawa namin sa former speaker sa kanyang reaction. So taking all these facts and circumstances, na-establish namin na indeed yung reaction ng presidente is trinato niya na seryoso at totoo yung utterances na yon na ginawa ni VP Sara noong 23. So ito ho, kaya lang dito, ipapakita nyo sa akin yan lang mag-isa, hindi namin nakita yung ibang circumstances. Hindi ho ako makakapagsabi kung sa mind ng presidente is pinatawad na ba niya, ayaw na niya, hindi na ba niya kinoconsider yung mga threat na yon. Pag ganyan lang, Your Honor, sa investigation kasi kailangan makita namin yung iba't ibang sirkumstansya para ma-establish namin whether or not, ito yung ibig niyang sabihin, ito yung intention niya.
For the record, Your Honor, the date of the video is May 19, 2025. So this came after
2025. So, mga 7 months, sir?
Yeah, 7 months. All right. So based on your experience as an investigator, baka pwedeng ano na.
Again, hindi siya sufficient. Hindi siya sufficient para makita namin kasi
anyway,
we know for a fact
we're satisfied with your first answer. The witness still answering? Well, I didn't even ask a question, Your Honor.
You did, counsel, when you gave the date and asked for his opinion. Kindly finish your answer.
Thank you, Your Honor. We, as lawyers, we know for a fact that the state of mind can manifest based on the overt acts of the speaker. So dito kasi, kung ito lang ang pagbabatayan namin, then we try to establish yung intent o yung state of mind ng presidente, kulang ho yan. So siguro kung may makikita pa kaming ibang circumstances na magpapatunay na binaliwala niya na yung utterances, pinatawad niya yung vice presidente, and things like that, then we can somehow said, mukha ngang totoo yung sinabi ng presidente na pinatawad na niya.
All right, but I'll move on to a different point.
Before counsel for the respondent continues, what is the pressure of Senator Judge Cayetano?
Just one specific clarification on that point, just so that we don't lose the point. With your permission,
may proceed.
Yeah. Excuse me lang sa prosecution and sa defense. Witness, one point lang, maybe one
Yes,
or
sir.
two questions on that
Yes,
point.
Your Honor.
Sabi mo, the President, sa pananaw mo, and yung iba, Speaker Martin felt threatened.
Base doon sa investigation namin, sir.
Base sa investigasyon at base sa video.
Base sa video, sa investigation, at sa ibang testimony.
So if they felt threatened, that means tingin nila totoo yung sinabi ni VP Sara na patayin sila. Kasi they wouldn't feel threatened if they don't think na she meant it, na patayin silang tatlo, right?
In our investigation, they trinato nila yung utterances as seryoso.
Yes,
At
so
banta
they
ito.
won't feel threatened unless tingin nila seryoso yung threat.
According to them, seryoso yung threat,
Yes,
sir.
okay. But the threat was, pag pinatay niyo ako, papatayin ko kayo. So kung hindi naman nila sila balak patayin, why would they feel threatened? Unless you're saying now, you think, balak nga nilang papatay si Vice President.
Actually, sir, ito, from the point of view of law enforcement like us, yun nga yung naging alarming na issue doon na sa amin, sir. Sa
No,
amin
I agree. I'm also, Mr. Witesa, I'm also alarmed with the language, with saying that. I'm alarmed with what's happening in our country, in flood control, etc. But that's not my point. My point is, in your investigation, para maging grave threat, kailangan yung party na trineten feels threatened. Pero ang sinabi ni VP Sara, pag pinatay ako, patayin silang tatlo. So kung wala naman silang tatlo balak na patayin siya, why would they feel threatened? Did that not come into your mind as an investigator?
What comes into your mind, Your Honor, is yun nga, yung possibility na God forbids may mangyari sa BP na hindi naman alam nung tatlo, then mati-trigger ngayon yung instruction, then papatayin yung tatlo na hindi naman nila alam. At the same time, may mga ibang grupo
Then in
na
that case, hindi ba logical, because you're the President of the Philippines, you order the PSC to make sure that walang mangyari sa kanya rather than baliktad na tinanggalan siya ng security.
Nung
I'm just following your logic. I won't
Yes,
I
sir.
won't argue. Finish your ano, and I'm satisfied, Mr. President. I'm just trying to figure out nga no how you came about yung gave threats given
Yeah.
na ang sinabi niya kung papatayin ako. So
We-
finish your answer so that
we qualify that grave threats sa term namin as event-based condition na yun nga pag nangyari yung event magti-trigger ngayon yung threat ng Vice President. Now insofar as na-threaten sila yung sinasabi mo po sir na pag namatay si Vice President tsaka papatayin ngayon ng tao na inutusan niya yung tatlo. Ang isa sa alarming na very alarming part na nakita namin yung mga sasakay ho na grupo po eh. Kasi God forbid pwedeng mawala ang Vice Presidente but not necessarily sila yung dahilan. Pwedeng namatay siya for one reason or the other. And then ang impression na ng marami ang may kasalanan nito, yung tatlo. So, again, magkakalabo-labo na yan. May sasakay na sa issue, thinking na pag pinatay nila yung tatlo, ang sisisihin ngayon yung kampo ni Vice Presidente kasi may attirances na ginawa ang Vice Presidente to that effect. So, yun ho yung sa investigation namin. Now, insofar as pumasok ho yung elements ng grave threats, yeah, we believe na pumasok yung elements ng grave threats kasi nasatisfy ho lahat ng elements ng grave threat based on the revised penal code.
I'm assessing your answer but malayo na malapit yung sagot mo dun sa triggering events kasi parang logical, di ba? Dahil sinabi niya yon, baka may gumawa. Hindi nga magtri-trigger, papatay sa kanya. So para matrigger na patayin ang Pangulo, you're saying that VP Sara is asking other people to kill her so that they can kill Marcos. Di sana sinabi na lang niya patayin niyo si Marcos. Sabi mo i-trigger, but anyway, I'm trying to process, but hindi logical yung sinabi mo that event will trigger. Because the event that will trigger the assassination on the tree is the killing of the Vice President. And the Vice President will not tell people, kill me so that you kill them.
Precisely, Your Honor. Ang death kasi, for instance, mamatay yung Vice Presidente, it does not necessarily follow na yung tatlo yung nagpapatay base doon sa attirances. Pwede kasing mamatay yung Vice Presidente for one reason or the other. And again, since walang makakalam kung sino ang pumatay dyan, ang impression ng mga tao ngayon, matitrigger ngayon yung instruction. Pag na-trigger yung instruction, pwede na ngayon sumakay yung iba-ibang grupo thinking na kahit mabulilyaso ang sisisihin dito ang Vice Presidente kasi nga may attirances na ginawa ang Vice Presidente in public. From the point of view of law enforcement, ang gulo nun, Your Honor, matter of national security po yun. It's a matter of national security, Your Honor.
Counsel for the respondent may proceed with his cross.
So just before I leave this point, at any rate, you made all those observations and conclusions without any background on forensic
What do you mean?
psychology, correct?
I don't have background for forensic
All right.
psychology.
Okay, that's enough. Now, I'll go on to a different point. Let's talk about the context of these statements. The press con included a question and answer portion.
Again, sir?
The press con included a question and answer portion.
Yes, I think so.
And the VP Sara statement, which you investigated, was an answer to a question that was asked during the press con.
Yes, sir.
And in fact, the focus of your investigation was VP Sara's answer, correct?
What kind of answer, sir?
Answer to the question asked in the press con.
Can you tell me the specific questions and the specific answers?
You were
sir?
the one who investigated it and you don't know the statement that you investigated.
I will
Marami yung
object vague.
question doon, maraming answers, sir. Saan po
Exactly.
doon ang tinutukoy
Objection
niyo?
vague.
Sustained. Kindly reform, counsel.
All right. In our exhibit D-1-145A, I will read the transcription. This is the transcription also by John Mark Kalilong, dated December 26, 2024. A certain Princess Maui asked,
Counsel may approach from both parties to assist the witness.
mag-iingat po kayo kasi sa dinami-rami ng pasabog ninyo ngayong gabi, it seems like marami po talaga kayong alam about them dahil sa pagkakasama ninyo sa kanila during the campaign and during the 2022 elections. Baka po mamaya kasi totoo yung mga naririnig namin, I don't know if it's true, na meron daw silang Operation Romanov. And baka bala kayong ubusin ang inyong pamilya dahil hadlang kayo sa kanilang mga balak in the future. So mag-iingat po kayo. My question to you is this. Will you agree that based on this question by one Princess Maui, there was also a threat against VP Sara and her family, namely Operation Romanov?
Well, sabi ko nga, narinig ko yung term na Romanov nung binigkas yun ni Mayor Baste noong January during Maisog Rally. Other than that, wala ako kaming validated na about Romanov operation.
But you watched this video, correct? So you heard it also during that time?
Yan ho yung sabi ni Princess Maui, sir.
So you heard it?
Nag-invite kami kay Princess Maui, tinanong ko yung agent on case, kung nag-invite ba tayo kay Princess Maui, ang sabi ng agent on case, hindi raw siya nag-appear.
Alright.
Kasi we want to clarify
With the
things, sir.
permission of the counsel for the respondent, what is the pleasure of Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo?
Mr. Presiding Officer, kahapon kasi nabanggit yung Romanov and I did mention na para sa akin, nagmula yung salitang Romanov kay Mayor Baste Duterte during a rally yung sa Maisog in Davao. So, ang tanong ko ngayon kay Mr. Witness, matatanong pa ba kung ano yung sinabi ni Mayor Baste Duterte patungkol dun sa Romanov that night?
Yes, Your Honor, I will try if
Can you
I
tell
remember
us?
it right. Ang sabi niya, Mr. President, sabi niya, remember what happened to the Romanovs. If I'm not mistaken, sir, parang ang sinasabi niya, kasi mayroong...
No, I think when you go to bed tonight, continue.
Yes, sir, yan. Sabi ko yan.
Okay.
When you go to bed tonight, think about the Romanovs. Yun po yata yung pagkasabi. Parang sinasabi niya na baka mangyari sa pamilya niyo yon gaya ng nangyari sa inyo noong 1996. Kung tama yung memory ko, sir. Parang ganun po ang sinasabi ni Mayor Baste.
Kaya nga, Mr. Presiding Officer, nagtataka ako na binanggit yan ni Princess Maui doon sa press conference, sa online press conference ni VP Sara, yung Romanov na banta for Sara Duterte when in fact, it was Baste Duterte ang nabitaw ng salita na yon warning sa first family. So, which, Mr. Witness, para sa'yo, saan ba talaga yung Romanov nag-umpisa at sino ba talaga ang dapat mag-ingat doon sa banta na Romanov?
Yeah, insofar as our investigation is concerned, since nag-start yan doon kay Mayor Baste, at wala ho kaming ma-validate na ibang Romanov operations na nangyari, I think nag-start yan sa kanila, sir, sa kapatid ng Vice Presidente.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. No other questions? Mr. Presiding Officer.
Noted, entered into the records, and counsel for the respondent may continue with this cross.
All right. So you mentioned that just now that Mayor Baste said, think about the Romanovs, correct?
Yan yung statement ni Mayor Baste, sir.
But I'm asking Operation Romanov. So hindi naman think about the Romanovs. My question to you is this.
With the permission of counsel for the respondent, Senator Tulfo seeks recognition again. What is the pleasure of Senator
Yeah,
Tulfo?
I just want to make it clear, Mr. Presiding Officer, na yung threat na yon, yung Romanov na salita, it was used to warn as a threat to the first family. The word Romanov came from the mouth of Mayor Baste Duterte, na para bang binabantaan niya yung first family. You follow me, Mr. Witness?
Yes, sir. Tama po yun.
Thank
Tama
you.
po yun.
Noted, Counsel may proceed.
Your Honor, that's my question. Can the witness be allowed to answer that question with a manifestation first before he allows?
Kindly repeat the question because even I forgot the question,
All right.
Counsel.
You mentioned that Mayor Baste said that statement, think about the Romanovs, etc.
Yes, sir.
But he did not mention Operation Romanov. It was Princess Maui who mentioned the word Operation Romanov. And I know you don't have, I personally don't have any knowledge about what Mayor Baste said, and that is not the subject of this case. Let's just stick to the facts of this case. Okay? In the video, it was Princess Maui who said Operation Romanov. All right? Now, will you agree with me that based on that question, there was also a threat against VP Sara and her family? That's the question.
According to the question, sir, yes.
All right. Now, you mentioned yesterday that you can motu proprio investigate threats against the Vice President.
Under the law, sir, yes.
All right. My next question is very simple. Did you conduct a separate investigation on Operation Romanov?
Well, since ang focus ng operations namin, sir, is cybercrime investigation, I think ang makakasagot niyan yung intelligence service namin, sir. Insofar as the cybercrime division is concerned, ang focus namin, crimes committed by, through, and with the use of information and communication technology. As to the fact whether or not may Operation Romanov, ang makakasagot po niyan either yung intelligence service o yung director ho namin, sir.
So insofar as you are concerned, there is no ongoing investigation on Operation Romanov?
Again, ang focus ng investigation namin doon sa grave threat and then inciting to sedition against the Vice President, insofar as the existence of whether or not may Operation Romanov, siguro makakasagot niyan, sir, yung intelligence service, yung director ho namin.
All right. So no. At any rate, are you aware of if the Vice President was the target of unauthorized intelligence or surveillance operations?
I'm not aware, sir.
All right.
With the permission of counsel, Chair will recognize Senator Judge Pangilinan, thereafter Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo.
Just one or two quick questions.
You may proceed, sir.
On the issue of Princess Maui.
Opo.
And itong investigasyon na sinasabing inimbestigahan ba yung threat against the Vice President. Kung hypothetically dumating si Princess Maui at nagpaliwanag tungkol sa Operation Romanov at sinabi niya ang detalye,
Yes, sir.
kikilos ba ang
Definitely,
cybercrime?
sir. Definitely.
Ano ang gagawin ninyo kung nakuha ninyo yung ganong klaseng impormasyon?
We will validate the information first, sir.
Ang problema, sabi nga ninyo kanina, hindi nga humarap.
Opo, sir.
But as in any other case, kung may humarap at pinag-usapan at sinabi ganito yung threat, what is the standard operating procedure of the NBI?
We validate first the information, sir. And then pag confirm na, then we will start case build-up, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo, what is your pleasure, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Just want to direct my question to the witness here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yung Romanov plot, well, aside from what Senator Judge Tulfo said, that came from Baste, but I picked it up doon sa video na pinalabas kanina ng defense,
Yes, Your Honor.
yung Romanov plot versus Sara, according to Princess Maui. Did you take that information seriously or not?
Yes, Your Honor. That's the reason why nung marinig namin o makita namin yung question ni Princess Maui about the Romanov, we conducted an open source investigation. Tinignan ho namin baka meron. Ayun nga, ang nakita namin yung January 2024 during Maisog Rally, if I'm not mistaken, na yung the word Romanov, ang nagbigkas ho noon si Mayor Baste, Your Honor.
All right. So, yung statement ni Princess Maui sa video, how do you rate that info? Sa inyo po sa NBI, sa mga intelligence agencies, yung mga informations po ninyo, may rating. Tama po ba? Correct me if I'm wrong here, Mr. Witness. For example, pag yung information po na natanggap ninyo ay may mga rating po. A1, completely reliable. A2, completely reliable information, probably true. B1, usually reliable source, information confirmed. B2, usually reliable information, probably true, but needs validation. C1, fairly reliable source, information confirmed. C2, fairly reliable source, information needs validation. D to F, source is doubtful, unreliable, or reliability cannot be assessed. So, saan yun nilagay yung sinabi ni Princess Maui? Saan dito sa classification po na ito ng source of information? Is it A1, A2, B1, B2, C1 hanggang DF? Saan po? Kasi po ngayon, sir, napakarami na po mga impormasyon ng mga fake news.
Opo, sir. Sir, kung pwede na pong sumagot.
Go ahead po. Go ahead.
Sir, yung una po namin ginawa, we try to invite Princess Maui to shed light doon sa sinasabi nilang Romanov. Since hindi ho nag-appear si Princess Maui, wala ho kaming basis. So, classify muna namin ito na non-validated information. Naghanap kami sa open source. Yun nga, ang nakita namin, ang unang nagbigkas niyan, si Mayor Baste. So, medyo nakita namin, teka muna, parang baliktad yata ang sitwasyon. Kung kay Mayor Baste nagsimula ang Romanov, bakit dito ito yung tinatanong ni Princess Maui sa Vice Presidente? So, medyo it doesn't make sense, sir. Wala kaming na-validate since hindi nag-appear si Princess Maui. So, we classify the information as unvalidated
So,
information.
what you did, nung hindi mo ma-confirm yung kay Princess Maui information, naghanap ka ng
Opo.
counter source.
Yes, sir. Open source, sir.
Open source, okay, to validate.
Yes, sir.
And what happened to that source?
Yeah, based doon sa video na yon, January, if I'm not mistaken, yun nga, yung may isog rally, Your Honor, ang unang nagbanggit ng Romanov, si Mayor Baste, parang tinatakot niya yung presidente.
Okay,
Doon.
Mr. Witness, I'm running out of time. So, isa lang pong tanong ko. So, yung information po ni Princess Maui dun sa video, yung sinabi niya kay BP, hindi po reliable.
Hindi reliable insofar as the cybercrime division is concerned,
Thank
sir.
you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
The interventions of the Senator Judge are noted. What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Villanueva?
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer, Mr. President. Just a very quick question on this particular topic, and I will no
Gentleman
longer.
may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will no longer dwell on the Operation Romanov, despite the fact that thank you to Senator Judge Rafi Tulfo who told me that about the dates, and I will not even mention or tackle the conditional threat. But I was looking at this NBI letter dated 2nd of December 2024, marked as Annex I. This is prosecution's P4-5 exhibit. Invited respondent Duterte to appear in connection with the investigation of the alleged grave threats. Mr. Witness, nakasaad din po dito sa sulat na iniimbestigahan ng NBI yung mga banta laban sa kanya at makakatulong po dito ang kanyang pagharap sa investigation. Tama po ba ito, Atty?
Yes po, Your Honor. Tama po yan.
Dahil po hindi personal na pumunta ang ating Vice Presidente, ano po yung naging epekto nito sa investigasyon ninyo sa mga banta laban sa kanyang buhay? Gusto ko lang malaman, ipinagpatuloy nyo po ba ang investigasyon ng NBI? What is now the status of this investigation?
Yes, sir. Una, since yung second letter ng Vice President through her lawyer, may sinasabi doon na may threat sa life 6 months ago pa. So, nung trinay naming i-check yun, Your Honor, ang nakita lang naming relevant information as to the security, yung pagbabawas ho ng 75 PNP personnel from BPSPG, if I'm not mistaken. And then, I think transfer ho yata yung mga personnel na yan sa Manila. And then, when we check the record, yun nga, merong pang, based on the COA record, merong pang 335 more or less, if I'm not mistaken, na security personnel ang Vice Presidente. So, other than those facts, wala ho kaming makitang relevant na security issue dahil yun nga, hindi naman nag-appear ang ating Vice Presidente, hindi naman sila nagbigay ng any information na pwede namin pagsimulan po.
So,
But,
opo, so after that, you did not pursue anymore the investigation on the threats against the Vice President?
ang alam ko, ang aming intelligence service ay may monitoring na ginagawa from time to time.
I ask this question, Mr. Witness, and for the our people. Kasi ang hindi na po yung Operation Romanov, hindi na po itong conditional threat. Kung hindi, ito ba ay nabigyan ng accorded the same level of attention dun sa mga threats na inyong nakukuha gaya ng binabanggit natin na threat di umano ng ating Vice Presidente? Kasi ang tanong, hindi rin naman po nagpunta sa inyo ang Pangulo o ang Speaker of the House, and yet you pursued your investigation. So in that way, paano niyo may explain ito, Attorney Lotoc,
Yes.
na ginawa niyo talaga yung lahat ng inyong magagawa para imbestigahan din yung threat laban sa pangalawang Pangulo?
Opo, Your Honor. Magkaiba po siya. Yung grave threats na inatter ng Vice President against the President, apparent po siya, Your Honor. Nakita po namin. Nasa video, in-authenticate namin yung video, nag-testify yung mga may personal knowledge na in fact sinabi niya yon. So, malinaw ho na nag-exist yung